and we are going to get started with one of the Secretary of State candidates from my home county. Vernon Jones, I believe, is in the room. Vernon, are you here? If so, wave at me. Oh, there he is. All right, we're going to start off with Vernon Jones, candidate for Secretary of State, here all the way from my home county, DeKalb County, where it is sadly blue.
Thank you. Thank you, Brother Johnson. Thank you to the distinguished president's organization, all the members, all those who, can you hear me? Oh, okay, thank you. You know, it's always good to have somebody to know operations, so thank you so much. I'm not going to get in front of the speakers. I just don't like being up on the podium. I like to be down with you so I can make eye-level contact. I am so honored to be here. This is one of the most amazing organizations in the state of Georgia and across this country. Those of you here today, it has shown that you are committed, and you're committed to the cause, that you're committed to a free, fair, and transparent elections, and you want to protect the values and preserve the values of Georgians. Don't you feel that way? Don't you want to protect Georgia's values? Let me say this. You've heard a lot of problems about the elections and what happened in 2020. I was there from day one. Many of you know I was there from day one at the very first Stop the Steal rally, not only in Georgia. Matter of fact, I was the only elected official, and you all know that, who stood down at the state capitol and said, by golly, something is wrong with our elections. There's some irregularity, there's some fraud, something didn't happen right. President cannot be leading at one time in the middle of the night and he wake up in the morning, he lost the election. There's a dead cat on the end of that line. And they tried to tell you and me that nothing happened. It was a perfect election. There was no widespread fraud. Well, how wide was the widespread fraud? Don't you want to know? How wide was the widespread fraud? How wide? And how deep? And who's involved? And who didn't say anything from the leadership? I can tell you $159 million reasons why. That there's a dead cat on the end of that line. But you and me and others, we stood up. We said there's something's wrong. We deserve and we demand election integrity. And we want somebody with the backbone that's going to stand up and fight for us in Georgia. This election is too important. And the Secretary of State's office is so important. You can have a weak governor, a weak lieutenant governor, a weak attorney general. But if you have a Secretary of State that's solid as Stone Mountain, he will stand up and fight for election integrity and make sure that every vote is counted and counted accurately. Now, I'm a fighter. Are y'all looking for somebody to fight? Amen. Those Democrats, let me tell you, they're nasty, they're mean. They are so mean that they won't even fund the TSA agents. Go to the airport. It's a shame. They are so mean that they will not vote to stop men from taking over female sports. That's how mean they are. They are so mean they want illegals to come into Georgia and vote. And even when they put on their registration for voting to become a registered voter, they even check the box. They check the box and I'm not a U.S. citizen, and they still register them. That's what's happening in Georgia right now. That's what's happening across this country. They are so nasty that they don't want you and me and others to have a photo ID when we vote in our elections. Why? Because they want non-citizens to vote. That's how mean these Democrats are. They are so mean, they want you and I to believe that a bull can give milk. They want us to believe that a man can have a baby. They want us to support children having transgender operations. Now, you may say, well, Vernon, what does that have to do with the Secretary of State's office? It has a hell of a lot to do with it. Because if they seize that Secretary of State's office, you want to talk about an election that's going to be riddled with fraud. How do you think the drop boxes parachuted into Atlanta, into Georgia? Raffensperger, Stacey Abrams. As a matter of fact, think about it. The legislature, or the Constitution is clear, it's very clear, that only the members of the Georgia General Assembly can make election laws. Only the members of the Georgia General Assembly. You tell me prior to those drop boxes being parachuted in that drop boxes were defined as a precinct. Never did you see in the state law it was defined as a precinct. And not only did they parachute them in, they had them at locations 24/7 without any supervision whatsoever. What did that allow for? Batching and batchings of ballots to be dropped off. And they want us to believe there was a perfect election? Gabe Sterling stood on CNN as a celebrity. He stood on MSNBC as a celebrity, and the Atlanta Union and Constipation as a celebrity, and had the nerve to say that we had a perfect election. Who in this room believe we have a perfect election, had a perfect election? Look, I'm winding down, I got 30 seconds left. You want somebody that can win in November. We've lost 4 statewide seats, 2 United States Senate seats, and 2 public commissioner seats. I'm polling extremely well with moderate Democrats. Liberals know that if I'm in that general election, that I'm going to go in the Democratic Party, I'm going to break their backs because we have to grow our numbers. It's too close right now. If you look at the last statewide election, it's been about 50 to 52 to 53% at the most. You want somebody going to stand up and fight and take the fight to those Democrats. And his sign is telling me, keep going. I would love to keep going. I know I'm just passionate about this, and thank y'all so much. I appreciate your support, too. Thank you.